On November 24, 2025, the Philippines awoke to electrifying news that would ripple across every island and every home. The nation was set to acquire 12 more FA-50 fighter jets, a move that would soon become the talk of the country. In the heart of Manila, digital billboards in Makati blazed the announcement, their bright lights cutting through the morning haze and stopping commuters in their tracks. People paused, eyes wide, as the city's pulse seemed to quicken. Breaking: Philippines to acquire 12 more FA-50 fighter jets. The message scrolled across screens, echoing in conversations and on social media feeds. The city buzzed with pride and anticipation. This was more than a military deal. It was a bold statement of intent, a declaration that the Philippines was ready to step forward on the world stage. In Cebu, as the sun rose over the water, fishermen tuned in on their radios. Their talk shifted from the sea to the sky, imagining the jets soaring above, guardians of their daily lives. Business owners and students shared the news online, excitement rippling through coffee shops and markets. Social media buzzed with pride, and group chats filled with hopeful messages. The decision promised security for a city vital to trade and tourism, offering reassurance to those whose livelihoods depended on peace and stability. In Davao, where security is a daily concern, the news brought satisfaction and hope. For many, it was a sign that their voices were being heard, and their safety prioritized. A market vendor summed up the mood. "It's about time. We need to be strong to be respected." Her words resonated with many, capturing a newfound sense of empowerment. Across the islands, from bustling cities to quiet villages, the sentiment echoed. This was self-preservation, not aggression. It was about protecting families, communities, and a way of life. The nation felt a collective shift. From Batanes to Tawi-Tawi, a new resolve took hold. The Philippine flag waved proudly in the wind, a symbol of unity and hope. Years of vulnerability and watching regional tensions rise were being challenged. The country was no longer content to watch from the sidelines as others shaped the region's future. This was a proactive step, a move born from growing confidence and a desire to secure the nation's destiny. The government's decision was more than a headline. It was a message of unity and determination, a promise that the Philippines would stand together, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Filipinos saw a promise to protect their home, their waters, and their future. Children looked up in awe, dreaming of a safer tomorrow. The mood was urgent, unified, and proud. Across generations, a sense of national pride surged, binding people together. The sound of jet engines became the sound of a nation finding its voice, a powerful reminder that the Philippines was ready to defend its skies. The Philippines was no longer content to be a bystander. Determination shone in the eyes of soldiers and civilians alike. The country was awake, eyes turned skyward, hearts filled with hope and resolve. The years of helplessness were ending. A new chapter was beginning, one written with courage and unity. The nation was ready to defend its place in the world, standing tall and proud, united for the challenges and opportunities ahead. Inside Camp Aguinaldo, the Department of National Defense was a hive of tense deliberation, where every decision carried the weight of the nation's future. Maps of the West Philippine Sea covered tables, while whiteboards overflowed with calculations, strategies, and urgent notes, scribbled in haste. Military and civilian leaders engaged in heated debate, wrestling with the question of how best to secure the skies and the sovereignty of the Philippines. The Secretary of National Defense listened intently as the Air Force chief argued for expanding the FA-50 fleet, emphasizing pilot proficiency, rapid deployment, and the immediate impact on defense readiness. Navy leaders highlighted the urgent need for persistent air cover over the vast maritime domains, stressing that control of the air meant control of the sea. The debate was about more than just planes. It was about deterrence, national security, and the ability to respond to threats at a moment's notice. Intelligence reports and budget realities were weighed against urgent threats as officials pored over classified documents and financial spreadsheets, searching for the right balance. Some pushed for more advanced, expensive Western fighters, arguing for cutting-edge technology. Others insisted the Philippines couldn't afford to wait for lengthy deliveries. The consensus: readiness was paramount, and time was of the essence. The FA-50 offered quick delivery, seamless integration with existing systems, and immediate deployment to the front lines. It was the pragmatic, powerful choice, one that balanced capability, cost, and urgency. As approval was given, relief and renewed purpose filled the room, signaling a unified commitment to national defense. This was not just a purchase, it was a cornerstone of a new national strategy, a step toward a stronger, more secure future. The decision armed the nation to stand its ground, now and in the years to come. The arguments faded, replaced by unity and a shared sense of mission. The Philippines chose to act, not react, taking control of its destiny with resolve. The future of air defense was set in motion, as new jets soared and operators stood vigilant. The nation's resolve was forged in steel, built on determination and unity. The path forward was clear, illuminated by the promise of a safer tomorrow. The FA-50 is more than a machine. It's a symbol of progress, ambition, and national pride for the Philippines. It's a symbol of Philippine resurgence, representing a new era for the nation's defense and its people. Each flight signals a nation taking control of its destiny, showing the world that the Philippines is ready to defend its skies and its future. For years, outdated equipment left the armed forces hamstrung and the country vulnerable, unable to fully protect its sovereignty. The arrival of the FA-50s changed that narrative, proving the modernization plan was real and not just a distant promise. Acquiring more jets shows this is a sustained commitment, not a one-off event, but a long-term investment in national security. The FA-50 inspires hope and pride, reminding Filipinos their country is capable, forward-looking, and determined to rise above challenges. It strengthens the bond between people and protectors, building trust in the nation's future and fostering unity across generations. For the military, it's a game changer, a source of pride, motivation, and renewed confidence in their mission. Pilots strapping in know they embody the nation's resolve, carrying the hopes of millions every time they take to the skies. The FA-50 is a testament to modernization and a promise of a safer tomorrow, ensuring the country's skies remain secure. It's a beacon of what the Philippines can achieve when vision and determination come together. The jet's roar is the sound of national will, echoing the spirit of a nation determined to soar higher than ever before. To grasp the FA-50's importance, recall the painful jetless era. In 2005, the Air Force retired its last supersonic fighters, leaving the nation without true air defense for over a decade. The Philippines relied on slower aircraft, unable to intercept intruders or protect its skies. This gap was a blow to sovereignty and pride. Years of budget constraints and focus on internal threats sidelined air defense. The 1997 Asian financial crisis made matters worse, forcing the retirement of the F-5s. The consequences were felt most in the West Philippine Sea, where the country could only watch as tensions rose. This vulnerability fueled the urgent push for modernization. The search for a new fighter ended with the FA-50, a lesson learned and a capability restored. Choosing the FA-50 was a lesson in strategic pragmatism. The Philippines faced tempting, top-tier options, but needed a solution that fit its budget and urgent timeline. The goal: a minimum credible deterrent, not parity with superpowers. The FA-50 offered supersonic speed and modern avionics at a fraction of the cost. Speed of delivery was critical. Waiting years for pricier jets meant years of vulnerability. KAI's FA-50 could be delivered quickly, closing the capability gap fast. Its dual role as trainer and light combat aircraft was perfect for rebuilding the fighter wing. Lower operational costs meant more flying hours and better pilot proficiency. The FA-50 was the right plane, at the right price, at the right time. It balanced ambition with reality. The decision was about readiness, not prestige. The Philippines chose wisely. The future of air defense was secured. The Philippines considered the F-16, Gripen, and FA-50 for its new fighter. The F-16 was a dream, powerful, proven, but expensive. The Gripen offered advanced tech and low operating costs, but still came at a premium. Both were out of reach for a meaningful fleet size. The FA-50 delivered supersonic performance and modern systems at a fraction of the cost. For the price of 2 F-16s, the Philippines could field a full squadron of FA-50s. Numbers mattered. 12 jets on patrol beat 2 in the hangar. The FA-50 was well suited for air policing and sovereignty patrols. It provided 80% of the capability for a fraction of the price. The choice was clear. The FA-50 rebuilt air defense quickly and affordably. It was the logical winner for the nation's needs. The FA-50 is more than a gap filler, it's a force multiplier for the entire armed forces. With reliable air cover, the Army and Navy can operate more assertively. The expanded fleet boosts pilot training, producing more combat-ready aviators. In joint operations, FA-50s provide top cover for Navy ships and close air support for Army units. This synergy transforms the AFP into a more cohesive, formidable force. The jet's presence lifts morale across all branches. Soldiers, sailors, and airmen know they're backed by real power. The FA-50 sharpens the AFP's spear, making it more lethal and effective. It's not just an Air Force asset, it's a national asset. The Philippines now wields a modern integrated fighting force. The FA-50 deal is more than a purchase. It's a strategic partnership with South Korea. Shared history and mutual interests make Seoul an ideal ally for Manila's modernization. The agreement includes technology transfer and training for Filipino technicians. This builds local expertise, reduces reliance on foreign support, and fosters defense self-reliance. Local maintenance facilities create skilled jobs and stimulate the economy. Defense industrialization becomes part of the nation's economic strategy. The partnership strengthens diplomatic ties and regional stability. Joint training and exchanges deepen military bonds. The FA-50 deal is a cornerstone of security, economic growth, and shared vision. It's an investment in the Philippines' future. The FA-50's most vital role is defending Philippine sovereignty, especially over the West Philippine Sea. The jets provide rapid response and patrol capability across vast maritime domains. Air policing and sovereignty patrols become swift and effective. Intruders can now be intercepted and escorted out, asserting control over national airspace. Modern radar and surveillance pods turn the FA-50 into the nation's eyes in the sky. Real-time intelligence supports the Navy and Coast Guard. The jets deter illegal activities and protect Filipino fishermen. The FA-50 is the right aircraft for this moment, pragmatic, capable, and confidence-inspiring. Its roar is the sound of a sovereign nation, ready to defend its home. The Philippines stands taller, prouder, and more secure than ever.